Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Four of Pentacles. Good. Very good. Very stable. Safety, security, integrity, right? I think that's very good. It's a good foundation. Let's put this into some context, okay? This is, I think, something that you've built. I think this is something, this is kind of maybe where you are now, right? Let's see. Oh, look at that. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, got some fire energy. Oh, okay, all right. I think I kind of see what's happening here. Six of Cups. And the Sun card, and some more fire energy. This seems really nice. This is the portal. This is the doorway. I think, I kind of wonder if this is a snapshot of what is beyond this doorway for you. I think maybe you're right here right now. That you're just about ready to walk through that door into the next phase, the next chapter, the next era of your life. And this is what you're going to experience on the other side of this door. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card before I forget. And this is one random card from Smith Waite Tarot. And we're just going to stop when it feels right. Let's see. Nope, that wasn't it. There we go. And we're going to put Mr. Tao, the yin-yang duck, right there on top. We're not going to look at this card, Sagittarius, until the very end, okay? So no peeking. And it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense of feeling, a stirring in your heart about that card, I want you to put your prediction in the comments below, right? Trying to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, tap into spirit, tap into source, and start discerning that mystery card together as a group exercise, right? I hope you'll play along with me. Okay, first let's take a look at our major arcana. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a nice horizontal progression, right? Going through this doorway, fortune, and a little bit of fear, a little bit of uncertainty, right? Interesting the way this goes. And this kind of, this is a doorway too. This is a big, flaming, fiery, bright doorway we see right in front of us right now. Inside there, we get expansion. We get a lot of grace. We get a lot of abundance, a lot of good luck, good fortune here, right? Expanding on our foundation, on our earth energy here, on our Four of Pentacles. And then, next after that, comes this perhaps a real awakening, perhaps a real night into day, right? Maybe this is the next chapter, and then this is really feeling like we were being reborn. Maybe this is now, after all of this, it's not another chapter. Maybe this is starting a whole new book, right? This could be. But it's still kind of unknown, right? Still kind of shadowy, what comes after. I think where you are right now is right in front of this doorway, and it seems like a difficult doorway, right? I think you're going through a transformational time in your life. It could be a rite of passage. It could be a stage of initiation, right? It could be a milestone in your life of some kind. It could be with this, well, let's just finish looking at the elements. We have fire. Yeah, we've got water, we've got air, and then we definitely have earth. So we have everything we need. We have a balance, right? I think we're prepared to go through this doorway. And this could be a life transition, right? It could be us going from living at home to going out into the world. It could be from, from being at college or university to now entering the workforce. It could be going from the workforce into what your destined career is, right? Going to where you really want to excel, right? Finding the career for you. Could be a transition out of the workforce into retirement, right? A lot of these kind of rites of passage, these milestones of life. Okay. But it feels like a new chapter going through this doorway. And it's a difficult one. It's a fiery doorway, right? No one wants to go through that. Unless we know that on the other side is going to be better. Obviously, if your house is burning, you got to go through the fire. You got to run out the door. My cat's here to confirm too. She heard me say out the door, and she probably thinks she's going outside. We don't let her outside though. It's too risky. Besides, she has no fur. She'd be really cold, right? Anyway, that fiery doorway is the best choice. It is the only choice. And on the other side of this, we know it's going to be, blue skies and warm weather. We know it's going to be a Wheel of Fortune and a Four of Pentacles, right? So, to me, this is an obvious choice, but there's still some hesitation there. Yeah. Because going through this doorway is going to burn off of you everything that's not needed in your life anymore. Right? When you go through this doorway, for one, you've got to pack lightly. Yeah. And you've got to be ready to leave old stuff behind. Yeah. So it's kind of bittersweet sometimes, these transitions. Yeah. But I think the next chapter for you is going to be amazing. Let's look at why. First of all, the Four of Pentacles. Physically, financially, in terms of your home, your living situation. I think that in one way, this next chapter is going to see a great expansion, a great fulfillment, a lot of progress in those areas. Health, wealth, your fitness, your finances, right? Your living situation, improvement, right? Wheel of Fortune is really focusing its influence on this earth energy, on the balanced structure, your basic foundation of life, right? Your body, your home, right? That sort of stuff, your finances. From there, from having that kind of stability and security, you can go anywhere, do anything. Yeah. So I see a lot of growth in those areas. Okay. Financially, in terms of your career, or maybe like if you're moving into retirement, we can still have this Jupiter energy in terms of our mechanical world, in terms of what we're doing. It could be you're focusing on what your passion projects are, right? If you are, some of you are probably transitioning into retirement. What are you going to do with your time? What are you doing with that? Well, the Wheel of Fortune is saying that whatever you put your efforts into, it's going to grow and grow and grow, right? So I think a lot of people, they look at retirement as the time where they can finally pursue their passions, right? Finally live the life that I want to live. Well, if that's what's going on with you, it's going to be really good. It's going to be really, really nice, right? We've got that Jupiter energy. And I think this is really the trust also that we need, that we have a solid foundation, right? That we're walking on stable ground, so we can take some risks, that we can make some investments, we can try some new things. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, all right, but it seems to me that we're in a stable place, so we can invest some energy into other things, right? Not too much, right? We don't want to go completely crazy. Here's a Five of Wands. I've been getting the Five of Wands as the bottom card here quite often lately. And to me, this is really the kind of excitement and enthusiasm that builds up in us when things are going good. We want to just hit the gas, right? We think, oh, things are going good. Might as well turn up the heat. Might as well turn up the volume, pedal to the metal. If this is good, I want even more. I want it to come faster, faster, faster. So the Five of Wands is reminding us through the Saturn and Leo energy that we've got to restrain that impulse a little bit. Yeah. That we've got to have some discipline. If you invest $1 and you get 10 cents back, you think, well, what if I invested all of my money, right? Don't do that. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is saying, let's restrain our eagerness here, right? Let's keep it in check. We want to be eager. We want the Five of Wands, but we don't want it to run wild, right? So right now, with this next chapter, we want to consistently see growth, improvement, abundance, wealth being generated, and we want to see all this good Jupiter stuff, all this good Wheel of Fortune stuff. Yeah. We've got to apply just the right amount of force and pressure and ambition into it to keep it going steadily. You know, like if you're blowing bubbles, I do with my daughter. I want to talk about my daughter a lot. I hope nobody minds. If you blow the bubble too fast, it's going to pop. So with this card, it says you got to blow steadily, and then you can get a really big, soap bubble. My daughter, she loved bubbles more last year than she does this year. I think she's kind of moving on to other things, but slower is better. Slower is too fast, it's going to pop. Okay. Now, this card could also be talking about with the Four of Pentacles that there is something going on with your house. Some of you might be in the market to sell. And if that's the case, yes, but don't be too eager to just sell it to the first person that makes a decent offer, right? Be a little bit cautious. Be a little bit, play a little bit hard to get, right? Restrain your eagerness a little bit, and perhaps we can really maximize on that sale, right? And some of you, the other way around, might be in the market to, well, maybe you're selling, maybe you're also buying. Maybe you're switching from owning a home to, let's say, renting a condo or an apartment or something like that. And that might actually free up a lot of your resources to put in these other things that you want to do with your time, right? And it really depends on which phase of life you are in right now, what this next chapter is going to be, but whatever you're doing is going to be quite nice. I'm sure of it. Now, we've got the Four of Swords up here at the top. Okay. And this is, to me, this is a lot of relief. This is a calmness after a very stressful situation. So whatever you're transitioning out of, right, once we step into this new chapter, I think really one of the first things that you're looking for is just a breath, right? A sigh, a relief of this tension, to just like walk in, set your bags down, and just kind of flop on the couch and just rest for a minute, It could be transitioning from the workforce out of the workforce. This could be really going from university, right, or trade school or art school or whatever kind of school, a technical school, a school of life, into the workforce, right? And even that kind of transition, thinking of all the stress, all of the pressures put on you at school or university or at the technical school or trade school, finally just to be able to work and just use your skills, that would feel like a big relief, right? Not having to do all that homework, Or this is if we're kind of leveling up in the workplace, finding that career that's meant for us, really like climbing the ladder somewhere and really putting all of our efforts into it, achieving a certain level of success there, I imagine will bring a lot of relief too. Someone who started out on the factory floor, worked their way up to supervisor, manager, right? Vice president or something. I think each phase of that brings initially some relief, but then more stress comes, right? So this is kind of like a card that says, take your breath, relax, unclutter your mind, allow yourself to unwind before the next round of stresses come in, okay? Because this is the mental, just like we said with the Four of Pentacles, this is like the physical resources that you have acquired that are stable, and now you can kind of invest them where they need to go. Now we're seeing the same thing, but with the mental energy, right? Let your mind settle, gather your forces, because then you're going to have to reapply them and reinvest your mental efforts elsewhere. Okay? This is the next chapter. It's not necessarily the end of the story, right? It may be the end of the book. We may be starting a new book. Let's look at this moon card here. The moon card is really talking about it's kind of as if we're out here in the sunshine now. We know that it's going to get dark again, and we're going to have to stop with this wonderful energy that we have here, you know. Even with the Four of Swords and the Five of Wands, it's kind of like, oh, I know I'm going to have to go to sleep soon, and then I'm going to have to wake up to a new day and really figure out what I'm doing, where I'm going, and how this phase of life is going to unfold. Because we don't ultimately know, right? This chapter is a good chapter, but what is the plot of the next book? Yeah. And this may be something that we are just looking forward to discovering. You know, I don't see a lot of air energy here. There's not a lot of swords poking around in the reading, right? So it's not like we're trying to look behind the curtain and see what's coming next, what's coming in the next book. You know, we're waiting for it to unfold, and that's part of the excitement, I think. So the moon energy is another sort of transition, but it's different than the eon, right? The eon is something that we're leaving things behind. We are kind of a home stretch sort of feeling. And we are becoming lighter, and we are moving into this rather restful period. It's an exciting period, but it's perhaps an intermission even, right? Where we just get to enjoy these things and then figure out kind of what to do moving forward and start making more progress, start continuing on with the story, right? So this is really amazing energy, especially with this physical stuff, the financial kind of stuff, maybe with the house for some of you, with the career, or with the investments, with the personal projects, the passion projects. This Wheel of Fortune energy is applying across the board, right? But let's see what happens on the path of the Serpent. First of all, we got this Six of Cups energy. So for some of you, there might be more focus on family, more focus on community now than there was in the past. Okay. Maybe a lot of focus now on, not so much like the corporate rat race. Now it's more about what can I produce and share with others. It's arts. It is farmers markets. It is community stuff. It is being engaged with the people around you, in a way that's not so business-like or bureaucratic or political. It's not just trying to succeed. It's a way that we can really connect, So I think some of you, this is going to be more involvement in family or community. For some of you, it's going to be a feeling of harmony and contentment. Now, when I say contentment, I don't mean that we're not doing anything, that we're just resting on our laurels. That's kind of what I was thinking with the fours here. We're taking a break, right? We're enjoying what we have and figuring out what we want to do next. This kind of contentment is like a harmony and joy that's very active. There's a lot of giving and receiving in the Six of Cups. And this is the contentment with the life that you have, with the activities that you're doing. It's the ability to just kind of pause in the middle of your busy life and just say, I love it here. Yeah. When you're in the middle of the farmer's market or whatever, you're doing these, you're creating things, growing things, you're interacting, you're transacting. But there's more peace. There's more calm. There's more beauty in it, And this is a good feeling. I like this one. I wish we could just linger here. But we look at the next card as the Prince of Pentacles. So we've got the Pentacles here. We've got that Jupiter energy. Things are really, there's the opportunity here to grow and expand and build and really, really achieve so much more than you already have. Maybe you're in retirement now. Well, that's okay. It doesn't mean that this might be the most productive phase of your life, even in some ways, right? So we're looking at that with a kind of youthful energy here. And the Prince of Pentacles is committed, has a kind of purpose, has a fixed will, has a plan, and is enjoying kind of being out there and doing it. All right? But coming off of this Six of Cups has this kind of this commitment and this beauty and this tranquility inside, even though very active, very busy, building, growing, transacting, whatever it might be. So this is the card that says, yeah, it's time for us to then, once we've rested, once we've figured out where to invest our energy, and we've gotten a good night's rest, good night's sleep, then let's wake up to this new day and think, wow, every day is going to be kind of a new adventure, right? There's an excitement here about watching each day unfold before you, and so I think it's going to have that feeling of novelty for a little while, right? Until maybe you get further into the next book and then it starts to, the plot thickens and all that stuff. But I think it's going to be a real eagerness to see what each day brings you, right? So this card, it could be that you are going into business for yourself, that maybe you are heading into retirement and you're doing your own kind of home business or your side passion projects, community projects, volunteering, whatever it is. And each day is kind of different, and each day is exciting, each day is new, even in the monotony of it, even in the routine, fixed earth energy, even in the Prince of Pentacles. It's still exciting, it's still novel, right? It's still new, no matter how mundane, right? Because look at these other cards, the Sun, and then we've got more fire energy. So the Sun really here is the same Sun that's here. So this is us fully immersed in the next book of our life, right? And I think that this is, life takes on a different meaning for you. I was going to say a deeper meaning, but a different meaning. I think that you're really discovering, and I think they say this a lot about spiritual attainments or about the retirement kind of age. I think a lot of you maybe are headed in this direction. It's a different understanding of the purpose of life. It's kind of like, I think in the Pythagorean school, you had to wait till you were 30 or something to start getting involved with the order. And I think even even in the Confucian tradition or the I Ching tradition, you had to be, it's almost like you weren't allowed to even study the spiritual or mystical stuff until you were like 40 or 50 or something, Because I think it requires that much life experience to really have this perspective on life. That's the theory, right? And I know that's a sweeping statement, but that was the idea. Anyway, I think that you're approaching life in this new way, and maybe you're just transitioning from school to work, from work to retirement. It doesn't matter how old you are. I think you're starting to see life in a new way. I think you're starting to see yourself in a new way. I think that you are accepting things about yourself that you never really integrated before. I think that you are feeling at once very powerful, very in control, very awake, but also very generous, very loving, very giving. And I think you're really finding a lot of joy and harmony in this. Things don't look the same when you're a star, right? When you're a sun, there's this kind of illumination, shadows don't really look the same anymore. Objects don't look the same. It's almost as if you can see the inner dimensions of things. You can see the outside appearance and the internal energy of something, of everything. There is this kind of radiation that penetrates all things coming from this mode of perception. So I think this is a big spiritual awakening for you coming very soon. And I think it's going to lead to, interestingly, it's leading to this Princess of Wands. It's kind of like a childlike renewal here. This is almost the vitality of youth, right? This is like, wow, I feel like I'm a teenager again. Let's go get into some teenager trouble, which takes us back, obviously, to the Five of Wands, where we need to have some sort of discipline and order there. But I feel like this is a real renewal. It's a real vitality. Living this life in this way is sustaining us. It's building our energy. It's providing energy for us rather than draining our energy, pulling our energy away. Right? And I think that's what life should be. It should be vitalizing rather than so draining. Yeah. So I like that we have this here at the end, because I feel then you're feeling like it feels like you're getting younger, right? It feels like you're getting stronger, more eager, more energetic, more enthusiastic, more robust. Yeah, I like this very much. Let's look at the mystery card. I almost forgot. Thank you, Mr. Dow. All right, mystery card. 9 or a 10 of cups, 9 or a 10 of pentacles. That's my prediction. If you have a prediction, put your answer in the comment section. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. It's getting cold down here. No. Page of Wands again. Same as this one. Same as this one. We got an echo here, an echo of that energy. So I think Spirit just wanted me to keep talking about the Page of Wands. And the idea that we have all of this robustness, all of this eagerness, all of this energy, well, what do we do with it? Because it's going to lead to either destructive behavior or frustration, aggravation, anxiety. We've got to release it in some ways. So this could really be talking about having plenty of things to do, right? Yes, we want our leisure, we want our enjoyment, but I think you're someone that wants to keep busy. Yeah. You're somebody that wants to feel involved, wants to have stuff to do. So I think this chapter here, where we kind of have this rest and this the solid foundation, right? We kind of can put our bags down and we can sit for a minute, get a good night's rest. I think it's going to be a short chapter, because I think the next book is really where things start to happen. A lot of activity, and I feel like you're someone that needs to have a lot of activities. You want to have a lot of things to do. You want to have a relatively full schedule, or at least an itinerary, right? And, you could play hooky here and there if you want. Heck, it's your life. But you want to have at least a schedule of things to do. It's like going on vacation, I guess. And, you can, for me, I'd probably just sit in the hotel the whole time, or sit by the pool or something the whole time. But there are people that want to have an itinerary. They want to feel like they're out there enjoying it and doing the things, right? Not wasting time. Maybe schedule in some pool time or some lounge time. But having a list of things to do, where and when, to maximize this experience. Yeah, if you want to skip one or two, who cares, right? Doesn't matter. You can skip it, stay by the pool. But at least have those options. To have that stuff scheduled so it's there if you want it, but you don't have to take it, but it's there, right? I think that's what we're talking about here. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link up here in the corner. That will give you access to every extended reading. All right. So you can cross-watch, check your other placements. New Sagittarius readings Wednesdays and Sundays. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.